afternoon, everyone, and welcome to Live at 4 on this Wednesday. How are you today?
Okay, how about yourself? We made it to hump day, midweek.
Yeah, big day. The dogs got groomed today. You saw him a little while this morning?
It was so great to have him here today.
Oliver's growing up, isn't he?
He's as big as Louie. I can't believe it. We'll have to show some recent video to everybody.
Yeah, now that their hair is cut, they're about the same.
Yeah.
So
I saw them pre-grooming. Yes.
We'll get to the weather in a bit, but first, actually topping our news today, a pair of new alert days is in our forecast. We're preparing you for what potentially is headed our way tomorrow and Friday.
There are 4 new felonies today against the young man from Dane County accused of murdering and dismembering his parents. We'll walk you through what investigators added to their case.
Plus, claiming to have inside knowledge and sources, Senator Ron Johnson says he's worried about American safety as thousands of Afghan refugees arrive. We'll take you to Fort McCoy, where Johnson toured today. Let's take a look outside. These are cranes up at the International Crane Foundation up in Baraboo.
Yeah, our Josh Spreiter was live up there this morning.
All 15 species of cranes are in that place.
It was so amazing to see and hear them. Did you hear them too?
It's open to the public, so you should check it out.
Very cool.
More rounds of storms ahead, and Julian is in the backyard. Another humid day out there.
That's right, another humid day for us, and a pretty warm one as well. Just not as warm as yesterday, but the humidity definitely has been here. Now, as we had mentioned, alert days are in the forecast for us as we go into Thursday and for Friday. Why? Because we're looking at potentials of seeing some severe storms that are possible to be bringing in some high winds and heavy rain to be the main threats. And that'll carry into Friday as well. We could be seeing some isolated severe thunderstorms to be possible, with high winds and heavy rain looking to be the main threats as well as it was for Thursday. So that's what we're going to be keeping our eye on and what we're going to be talking about throughout our forecast throughout today. Now, as we take a look for as what we're going to be expecting heading into our current conditions for this evening, is 84 degrees, but it is definitely muggy. Dew point at 70 degrees as of right now. Still some cloud cover is lingering for us. But our temperatures around southern Wisconsin are still fluctuating from the lower to middle 80s, especially over into Lone Rock, We're looking at 83 degrees as of right now, but 90s over into Milwaukee and for Kenosha. As we can see for our dew points, 70 degrees, even a little bit higher as we go into Juneau at 74 degrees as of right now. And as we take a look at what we're going to be seeing in terms of tonight, it's going to be mild, it's going to be muggy. We're going to be looking at humid conditions and 67 to be our low. Now let's take a look at our traffic as of right now. As you're making your evening commute, here's what we're going to be expecting. Some slow spots, especially along the Beltline as of right now, and even into the downtown area. However, for the interstate, we're looking at all green to start off as we're making our commute. Some things we'll need to know, but we're going to keep you updated with those alert days coming up. Back to you guys in the studio.
All right, Julian, we'll see you in a few minutes. Thank you. New court documents filed just today claim that Chandler Halderson was Googling articles about dismembering bodies, doing so hours before police found his father's remains. Halderson now faces charges for killing his mother as well.
Our Brady Mallory gives us a closer look at the amended criminal complaint. Brady?
Halderson faces 4 new felonies that match the ones he faced for his father's death. In all, he faces 2 counts each of first-degree intentional homicide, mutilating a corpse, hiding a corpse, and false information on kidnapped and missing persons. His Google search history also caught investigators' attention. Detectives obtained a search warrant for Halderson's Google account to review searches from June 30th through July 8th. The morning of July 8th, Halderson searched for multiple phrases, including Wisconsin dismembered body found, dead body found in Wisconsin, all roughly within a minute. Well, this case goes back to the beginning of July. Halderson told police he had last seen his parents on July 1st, and they went away on a 4th of July vacation. He reported them missing on July 7th. Then, one day later, authorities arrested him for lying to them during the investigation. On July 10th, an autopsy confirmed human remains found near Cottage Grove, where his father Bart. On July 30th, investigators confirmed another set of human remains. Those were found near Sauk City, where his mother Krista. Now, this is a very long and complicated case. We have a thorough timeline on everything that has happened since the very beginning. You can find it on our website, channel3000.com.
Brady, thank you. Wisconsin Senator Ron Johnson considers the situation in Afghanistan a, quote, disaster, incompetence, and something that could put Americans at risk.
Johnson shared those thoughts having briefly toured Fort McCoy this morning, where hundreds of refugees have arrived. Tahil Moladin was there for Johnson's comments. She explains why the senator is so concerned.
The senator is really just doubling down on his criticism of the Biden administration's handling of Afghanistan, calling it a disaster and demanding a stricter vetting process for refugees entering the U.S. Johnson drove through the base earlier today with representatives from the State Department, Homeland Security, and Fort McCoy's commanding general. Johnson says that commander only found out about the mission 10 days ago. The senator shared his concerns about the number of people he says are at Fort McCoy without any identification.
How many special immigrant visa holders do you think the Taliban are letting into Kabul airport right now? How many people that are the folks that are Afghanistan veterans want to pull out to safety? How many of those people do you think the Taliban are allowing through the gates of Kabul airport?
There are currently about 1,000 Afghan refugees at Fort McCoy, but the base is expecting more. The most it can hold is 10,000, according to Johnson. Representatives from the State Department are hoping refugees spend 2 to 3 weeks at the base, but added there shouldn't be a set period of time. A Fort McCoy spokeswoman said late today every refugee's time on the base will be different, depending on where they are in the special visa process. Johnson also says the best way to ensure security is to involve U.S. veterans who served in Afghanistan and have them identify Afghan partners. At Fort McCoy, Tahlil Muhaddin, News 3 Now.
And later in the day, Governor Evers also visited Fort McCoy. He was briefed by the Army General in charge of the U.S. Northern Command and the Adjutant General of the Wisconsin National Guard. Evers also said his administration is coordinating with the State Departments of Military Affairs and Children and Families to bring in supplies of clothing, diapers, and other personal items for Afghan families staying at Fort McCoy.
Senator Tammy Baldwin, meanwhile, took a very different approach to Senator Johnson's thoughts on Afghan refugees.
I feel we have a moral obligation to provide those special immigrant visas, and I'm proud, frankly, that Fort McCoy will be a site where many of these future refugee status individuals will be welcomed back.
Senator Baldwin was at a roundtable for voting rights in Madison with Minnesota Senator Amy Klobuchar. Klobuchar pointed out that this is not only the moral thing to do, but that adding refugees with diverse talents can boost the U.S. economy. 2 U.S. congressmen made an unannounced visit to Afghanistan yesterday. Democrat Seth Moulton of Massachusetts and Republican Peter Meyer of Michigan, or Mayor that is, of Michigan, said that they traveled on a plane with empty seats to Kabul to, quote, conduct oversight on the evacuations taking place. Their plans apparently came as a surprise to U.S. House leadership, the White House, and the Defense Department.
We were not aware of this visit, and we are obviously not encouraging VIP visits. They certainly took time away from what we had been planning to do that day, but they are out of the country now.
The arrival of the congressman to the middle of a war zone came as U.S. officials worked to increase flights evacuating Americans and Afghans. A U.S. official called the visit, quote, an unhelpful distraction.
Vice President Kamala Harris is in Southeast Asia for her second foreign trip since taking office.
Her flight to Vietnam was delayed several hours as the U.S. Embassy in Hanoi dealt with another outbreak of the mysterious illness known as Havana syndrome.
Natalie Brand has more.
A senior State Department official tells CBS News the health incident, which temporarily delayed the vice president's trip to Hanoi, is consistent with previously reported cases of Havana syndrome, the name given to cases first reported in 2016 by U.S. Embassy and intelligence officials in Havana, Cuba, suffering from symptoms including nausea and ringing in the ears.
What's your message to embassy staff on the Havana syndrome?
Vice President Kamala Harris did not respond to questions about the incident. The White House says the individual impacted was already in Vietnam. CBS News has learned the case was serious. At least one official had to be removed by helicopter over the weekend.
We, of course, take any reported incident of Havana syndrome seriously. There was an assessment done of the safety of the vice president, and there was a decision made that she could continue travel along with her staff.
Doctors don't fully understand Havana syndrome, but believe the neurological symptoms associated associated with it are linked to directed radio frequency energy.
This is really a silent injury, a silent wound.
We previously interviewed former senior CIA intelligence officer Mark Polymeropoulos, who said the condition changed his life and ended his 26-year career. He described a work trip to Moscow about 3 years ago when he first experienced the symptoms.
I woke in the middle of the night. It was an incredible case of vertigo. The room was spinning. It started a long medical journey of a headache that never goes away.
He's now speaking out on the topic, hoping administration officials and lawmakers continue to take the situation seriously. Natalie Brand, CBS News, Washington.
Moderna has completed its submission for full FDA approval of its COVID-19 vaccine. The request comes just days after the agency approved Pfizer's vaccine for people 16 and older, and comes as cases among children continue to surge. Nationwide, cases of the virus in children have gone up from around 38,000 at the end of July to more than 180,000 last week.
Well, it looks as if booster shots will likely be recommended for people who got the Johnson & Johnson COVID vaccine. The company says phase 2 studies show people who received boosters 6 months after the initial dose showed a 9-fold increase in antibodies from a month after the first shot. That data comes days after the Biden administration recommended booster shots for people who got Pfizer and Moderna's vaccine. Recipients of those shots become eligible for a booster 8 months after receiving their second dose.
All U.S. military service members must get the COVID-19 vaccine immediately. Secretary of Defense Lloyd Austin is imposing the mandate after the Food and Drug Administration fully approved Pfizer's vaccine this week. As of today, the Pentagon says 68% of active duty forces are fully vaccinated. More than 76% have received the first dose of a COVID-19 vaccine.
The bike infrastructure in Dane County just got a little bit better. Dane County Executive Joe Parisi announced awards totaling almost $800,000 for Dane County Park and Ride grant recipients. The program provides matching grants to communities interested in expanding trail connectivity throughout Dane County. Parisi spoke at one of the trails this afternoon.
Biking is good for the environment, it's good for the body, and it's good for the soul. And this year, expanding our bike options and including more funding for bikes, for bike parks, and for investments in our young people is the right thing to do at the right time.
The communities taking part include the villages of Cottage Grove and Cross Plains and the cities of Madison and Monona.
If you're still at work, you may need to find an alternate route tonight and tomorrow night because of planned closures on the Beltline. The Wisconsin Department of Transportation plans to close the westbound lanes of the Beltline from the I-3990 interchange to Highway 51 and Stoughton Road from 6:30 tonight to 6 a.m. tomorrow. That's tonight and tomorrow night. The I-90 northbound exit ramp to the westbound Beltline will also be closed. The southbound exit ramp will stay open, but drivers should keep an eye out for crews and equipment in the area.
Well, if you're a teacher looking for a classroom pet this year, how about a 1,500-pound dairy cow? Dairy Farmers of Wisconsin and Discovery Dairy are partnering for this year's Adopt a Cow program. It lets classrooms be paired with a calf from a Wisconsin dairy farm for free. The program offers virtual chats and farm tours, sends photos of the calf over the years, and gives students a deeper understanding of the dairy industry and where their food comes from.
And then it all ends with a virtual chat live so that the students then can see their calf live. Of course, by that time, that calf is probably more like 600 pounds versus, 65 to 95 pounds when they're born.
The program targets students grades K through 12, but it's also offered to extracurricular groups like Girl Scouts, kids who are homeschooled, or after-school groups. You can sign up your classroom by going to discoverdairy.com. I was talking to Pam Yankee, the farm babe, about this at noon. They had a virtual tour last year.
Yeah.
70,000 students from around the world tuned in.
Well, that's amazing.
It is amazing. It's an amazing program.
It is such a great idea. I mean, the newsroom should adopt a cow. I kind of like that idea.
I do too.
I mean, really fun.
All right, still to come before now that the Pfizer vaccine has been approved for general use, they had to come up with a name for it.
Well, it's a doozy. Jeannie Mose has the big reveal when Live at 4 continues.
You're watching News 3 Now, live at 4.
In Injured in a motorcycle crash? Make one call to Gruber Law Offices. Proving it wasn't your fault can be extremely difficult without an aggressive team on your side. Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all.
All Denny's pancakes are made to order with fresh buttermilk, but this month's Spotlight Stack is a Patriot. Fresh, sweet, and full of freedom. New red, white, and blue pancakes. This month's Spotlight Stack. See you at Denny's.
Shop the big sale at Grand Appliance for exclusive savings of up to $1,000 on qualifying appliance packages from these top brands. Save on top of great sale offers like this Samsung front-load washer for just $728, or this LG 25 cubic foot French door refrigerator for just $14.98. Shop GrandAppliance.com or your local Grand showroom to save today. Grand Appliance. You make it home, we make it grand.
Since 1976, Feldco stood the test of time.
It's Feldco's 45th anniversary! Time to get down!
To celebrate Feldco's 45th anniversary, get 45% off windows today. That's cause for a celebration.
45% off windows won't last long. Call now.
For quality windows, siding, and doors, call 866 for Feldco.
Is your credit score getting in the way of things you want to do? Personal loans through NetCredit help you borrow up to $10,000. So check your eligibility on netcredit.com today without affecting your credit score. You may even be able to build your credit history as you repay. NetCredit, a more personal loan.
Make your summer last during the Ford Labor Day sales event. Now is still a great time to buy a Ford. Choose from our F-Series, America's best-selling trucks for 44 years. And from the freshest lineup of SUVs in America. It's the Ford Labor Day sales event. Drive one, buy one today. Right now, get a built Ford Tough F-150 XLT with 0% financing for 72 months. Hurry to see your local dealer during the Ford Labor Day sales event.
I don't just play someone brainy on TV. I'm an actual neuroscientist, and I love the science behind Nariva Plus. Unlike ordinary memory supplements, Nariva Plus fuels 6 key indicators of brain performance. More brain performance, yes please. Nariva, think bigger.
Mom's gonna kill us.
Gorilla Super Glues. Of course.
Gorilla has a fix for every project. Original brush and nozzle and ultra controlled gel for the toughest jobs on planet Earth.
I'm attorney David Gruber. We've been going to bat for injured people of Wisconsin for over 30 years. Trust Wisconsin's own Gruber Law Offices, proud partner of your Milwaukee Brewers. One call, that's all.
Welcome back. Delta Airlines is not requiring employees to get vaccinated against COVID-19, but it's making life pretty tough for those who don't.
The airline is instituting a new policy that requires unvaccinated employees to take a COVID test every week. Workers that are enrolled in Delta's health insurance program will also have to pay a $200 monthly surcharge. Delta says that's to offset the $40,000 it costs to hospitalize each COVID patient. Earlier this week, competing airline United also issued a mandate for all of its employees to get vaccinated. Well, it's hard to believe we're talking about this already, but Halloween lovers, listen up.
Here's a job that will keep you celebrating your favorite holiday all year long. One of the biggest Halloween companies, Spirit Halloween, is looking to hire you to be their first ever Chief Spirit Officer. As CSO, you'll help lovers of the holiday stay excited about it all year long. You'll also host a social media series featuring Halloween news, tips, trends, and more. Now to get the perks, you also get $10,000 in cash and free costumes for a decade. To apply for this coveted position, post a video or picture on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, or TikTok. Submissions close August 29th. Spicy fall flavors.
Well, if you love them or hate them, the gauntlet has been thrown now, and you can expect a lot of competition this year. Panera is blazing into the fight with a new drink it calls a Cinnamon Crunch Latte. Panera is launching the new drink today. Starbucks actually rolled out its pumpkin spice latte yesterday. earlier than in years past, and it happened as much of the country, including us, has temperatures in the 90s.
Yeah, give me a hot latte.
No, not a pumpkin spice one right now. Starbucks, by the way, wasn't even the first to the pumpkin patch. Dunkin' launched its pumpkin spice signature latte last week.
But it's not all about the pumpkin spice latte. Now, Starbucks has another autumnal choice on the menu.
It is the Apple Crisp Macchiato, available as an iced or hot drink. Starbucks says it's supposed to taste like eating baked apple pie while drinking coffee. It's on the menu for a limited time in the U.S. and Canada.
And speaking of apples, nearly $800,000. How does that sound?
Well, that's how much somebody shelled out for this rare Apple II computer manual signed by Steve Jobs and one of Apple's angel investors in 1980. RR Auction says it was originally owned by someone named Julian Brewer. A note inside the manual reads, "Julian, your generation is the first to grow up with computers, so go change the world." Some other Apple-related memorabilia was also sold at the auction, including a letter with Jobs' signature that sold for nearly $480,000.
Wow. Another positive day on Wall Street. The Dow Industrials added 39 points, closing at 35,405. Both the NASDAQ and the S&P 500 eked out fresh record highs. NASDAQ up 22, the S&P almost 10. Well, it may save your life, but can you pronounce it?
Well, Pfizer's just fully approved COVID vaccine has a name that will be used for marketing, but it's getting raked over the coals.
Jeannie Mose reports on all of the name calling.
It doesn't exactly roll off the tongue.
Comirnaty.
Can you say it?
Comirnaty.
Can you spell it?
Comirnaty is the new name.
It was so much easier to just say Pfizer's COVID vaccine, but now that the FDA has given it full approval and included how to pronounce it, prepare to hear the name.
What's up with Comirnaty?
Twitter pretty much trashed it. They shouldn't even be allowed to name their pets. Sounds like a Soviet secret police branch.
Comirnaty, which sounds more like a drunk person trying to say community. You can't arrest me. I'm a valued member of the community.
Well, actually, Pfizer says the name is a mashup of the terms COVID-19, mRNA, community, and immunity. Seth Meyers joked the creators must have been smoking something.
So it actually, makes sense, dude.
The name was dreamed up by the Brand Institute, a major player in naming pharmaceuticals. It ain't easy. The FDA has 42 pages of guidelines for naming drugs, many of them aimed at preventing mix-ups with other drugs. The Brand Institute told CNN it takes time for the names to be adopted by the general public, though some are easier than others. Viva Comirnaty. Some imagine Don Draper of Mad Men making the pitch.
What was that?
That was the best I could do.
The name for the Moderna vaccine, also created by the Brand Institute, is Spikevax.
Oh, that's a lot better.
Experts in naming, like Mike Carr, say the most important thing is memorability.
If the name will stick inside of your target's head.
And Carr says Comirnaty fails.
I just don't think it would even get a C.
He proved his own point by not quite managing to remember it.
Right. Comirnaty? Did I get that right?
Nope.
I don't think there's much else to do here, but call it a day.
Call it a day, but don't call it
Comirnaty?
Jeannie Mose.
Comirnaty?
CNN.
Maybe?
New York.
Oh. I hope we don't have to say that anytime soon. It's Comirnaty.
Comirnaty.
Okay.
Community.
Ask me again in 5 minutes, right?
Yes, it doesn't roll off the tongue. Well, the computer chip shortage and the resulting new car shortage has people turning to used cars.
Consumer Reports has tips and advice on how to pick out a good used car and avoid a lemon. That's coming up after Julian's First Warn forecast.
Dry eye symptoms keep driving you crazy? Inflammation in your eye might be to blame.
Let's kick Ken's ache and burn into gear.
Over-the-counter eye drops typically work by lubricating your eyes and may provide temporary relief.
Those drops will probably pass right by me.
Xiidra works differently, targeting inflammation that can cause dry eye disease.
What is that? Xiidra? No!
It can provide lasting relief. Xiidra is the only FDA-approved non-steroid treatment specifically for the signs and symptoms of dry eye disease. 1 drop in each eye twice a day. Don't use if you're allergic to Xiidra. Common side effects include eye irritation, discomfort, or blurred vision when applied to the eye, and unusual taste sensation. Don't touch container tip to your eye or any surface. After using Xiidra, wait 15 minutes before reinserting contacts.
Got any room in your eye?
Be proactive about managing your symptoms by talking to your doctor about twice daily Xiidra like I did.
I prefer you did it.
Xiidra. Not today, dry eye.
We're here at the local farmers market where Informed Choice Insurance Agency is offering fresh, local, hand-picked Medicare? What do you mean when you say shop local for Medicare?
Your local Medicare plans have all the bells and whistles that national TV ads promise, only better, because you're working with local agents who know the doctors, the specialists, and the hospital networks inside and out. You're not going to get that calling a call center in Des Moines, Iowa.
Don't get fooled by national TV hype. When it comes to Medicare options, keep it local with Informed Choice Insurance Agency, and they're free.
Unlock a summer of possibilities in a new Chevy. Expand your options and your perspective. Find new summer adventures. Find new roads.
The open road is waiting. Well-qualified lessees can sign and drive this 2021 Equinox LT for around $350 in a month, or make no monthly payments for 90 days on most 2021 Equinox models when you purchase.
The big jackpot game where the next thing you know, it rolls, it grows, and it draws. Monday, Wednesday, and Saturday. 3 days a week at lottery retailers across the state. Powerball from the Wisconsin Lottery.
Pick up this month's Madison magazine to celebrate our 40th annual Best of Madison winners. Get to know Forward Madison FC's colorful head coach. And visit Jefferson County food stands for a taste of summer. Madison Magazine on newsstands now. Congratulations to Madison Magazine for earning top industry honors for outstanding journalism and design, including the coveted prize for general excellence in the 36th Annual National City and Regional Magazine Awards.
Take a look at this. Zion Clark's motto in life is no excuses. This 23-year-old's incredible workout program is a sight to behold. Zion was born with a rare condition that left him with no legs, and he grew up in the foster care system. He never gave up and is now an accomplished motivational speaker, actor, and athlete in both track and field and wrestling. He can now add author to his list of accomplishments, recently releasing his book, Zion Unmatched. Hoping to make changes in the foster care system, he also wants to make the world more inclusive.
That's the most inspiring thing I've seen in a long time.
It is.
I'd love to read that book.
Takes your breath away. Good for him.
Well, today is National Park Service Founders Day. It marks the 105th anniversary of the creation of the National Park Service.
President Woodrow Wilson authorized the service on August 25th, 1916. To mark the anniversary, all national parks are free. The day honors the National Park System's preservation and conservation efforts. The service, which is part of the Interior Department, started with 35 parks and monuments and now oversees 400 sites across all 50 states. Find out more at nps.gov.
That's on my bucket list, to go to all the national parks. I've crossed quite a few of them off.
Yeah, and the one here, I guess, is the Apostle Islands National Seashore. Say that through. All right, Julian. Alert days the next couple of days.
That's right. Alert days are in our forecast. We're going to give you a heads up on what to expect coming in for Thursday and Friday. Coming up, we'll have the first one forecast right after this.
You know, kids, when I was your age, we didn't have the 2021 Nissan Rogue with intelligent all-wheel drive. We had average cars that drove on average roads.
Get 0% financing for up to 72 months on 13 models.
All Denny's pancakes are made to order with fresh buttermilk, but this month's Spotlight Stack is a Patriot. Fresh, sweet, and full of freedom. New red, white, and blue pancakes. This month's Spotlight Stack. See you at Denny's.
Finding the right ingredients for a healthy lifestyle can be tricky. That's why SSM Health and News 3 Now are here to help.
Our Time for Kids recipe for health experts use online conversations and on-air reports to answer your health questions.
So tell us, what topics would your family like to hear about? What questions do you have?
Use the handy feedback form on our Time for Kids page to share what matters most to your family's health. And together,
let's take time for kids.
Fry Construction is celebrating 26 years of providing excellence in home improvements. We strive to exceed the expectations of our clients with each and every project we do. Respected by your neighbors and voted Best of Madison 2 years in a row. Best Kitchen and Bath Design, Best Roofer. Experience the Best of Madison for yourself and save 26% off gutters or insulation with any full roofing project. Schedule your consultation today at fryconstruction.com.
Is your credit score getting in the way of the things you want to do? Personal loans through NetCredit offer fast and flexible lending. Borrow up to $10,000 and choose repayment terms that work for you. You may even be able to build your credit history as you repay. NetCredit, a more personal loan.
Get the biggest appliance savings at the big sale going on now at all Grand Appliance showrooms. Get this Amana top-load washer for just $4.98. This Frigidaire smooth top range for just $5.98. Or bundle up and save even more with up to $1,000 in extra savings available exclusively at Grand Appliance. Don't miss the big sale at grandappliance.com or your local Grand showroom. Grand Appliance, the appliance experts since 1930.
You know, kids, when I was your age, we didn't have the 2021 Nissan Rogue with intelligent all-wheel drive. We had average cars that drove on average roads.
Get 0% financing for up to 72 months on 13 models.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
Welcome back, everyone, and we are going to be talking about the alert days that are in our forecast, mainly for Thursday and Friday. Why we're looking at alert days for these 2 days? Because we're looking at a potential of a few severe thunderstorms to be possible. Now, for Thursday, we do have high winds and heavy rains to be the main threats, and that's very similar for Friday as well. However, we're looking for isolated severe storms to be possible for our Friday. Now, we are looking at this because we have a slight risk into a third of our viewing area, more to the west, but still for the rest of us, we're looking at marginal risk of seeing some severe weather for our Thursday. Now, in terms of Friday, we do have a marginal risk just a bit into the northwest, but we're still looking and tracking to see some potential of the system to make its way into our Friday of seeing some more storms starting to impact much of the west and even into more of the centralized southern areas of our viewing area. Now, for tonight, we're looking for clear conditions. Nothing to really worry about. We could see a potential pop-up, but for the most part, we're staying on the dry side. As we get into Thursday, we're looking at that cloud cover starting to develop pretty early into our morning, and then Thursday evening around our evening commute, that's when we're going to be looking for a line of storms to start to pop up. Now, we can see already what we're looking at, that prediction of seeing more of the Boeing area of that signature. Now, with that Boeing area, we're looking at strong winds to be associated with these storms that will be coming through. As it starts to push its way eastbound, we're still looking at some isolated showers of storms going into our Thursday nights. That could carry over into our Friday morning as well. We're looking still for some isolated showers to start to develop into our Friday morning, but then we go into Friday evening, late evening hours. We're looking for another line of storms to be coming in and impacting much of southern Wisconsin as we go in throughout our Friday nights. And I would look to carry into our Saturday overnight hours, into early Saturday morning, still impacting the western corridor as we go in throughout our nightly hours. Now, in terms of precipitation, we are still looking for the heaviest of rainfalls to mainly be in that southwest corridor of southern Wisconsin. However, many of us are still going to be looking at pretty significant rainfall, but this is something that we're not going to totally hold on to. This is just a ballpark of numbers that we are looking at. Now, in terms of the ballpark numbers, we have been seeing plenty of heavy rainfall to put into perspective, especially into the southwest, wherever these storms may be slow. And with that heavy rainfall, be careful of some isolated flooding for those areas. Now, we are seeing this because of this front that is rolling in. The stationary frontal boundary is really going to be fueling a lot of what we have, especially with the humidity and heat we've been experiencing. And then that shortwave trough will start to be activating much of that stormy conditions that we're going to be looking at. So 3 things we're going to be needing to know is that we're going to hold on to that warm conditions. Humidity will stick around as well, which is going to be fueling much of our storms. And stormy conditions are because of this unsettled pattern that we are looking at. Now, as we take a look at our 10-day forecast, things we're going to be looking at for the next few days, temperatures won't be too high for our Thursday. However, for Friday, we're going to start to warm back up. It's going to be more humid, more stormy conditions. And this weekend, we're looking to go back to more of a dry pattern for the next few days.
All right, we'll keep an eye on things for the next few days. Julian, thank you.
Thank you, Julian. The first full day of the Paralympic Games began in Tokyo overnight. Tokyo is the only city to ever host 2 Paralympic Games. Over 4,000 athletes with disabilities are competing in 22 different sports. There are 240 athletes representing the United States at the Games. Team USA is expected to be the most dominant country in the medal table.
Well, the pandemic-related computer chip shortage isn't expected to end anytime soon, and it's really impacting production of new cars and trucks.
As a result, the used car market is hotter than ever, but pre-owned cars can sometimes have problems.
Our Leah Lynchide and Consumer Reports car experts share some advice to help you determine whether a used vehicle is a good value or potential trouble.
My car started making a weird noise. My air conditioner stopped working again. And then when I got home from my honeymoon, the check engine light came on. I'm done. I'm buying something else.
But as Dan Barkiam learned, finding a used car for sale can be a bit of a challenge.
The shortage of new cars available for sale right now has actually made demand for used cars jump too. The average price of a used car has jumped 12.5% over the past year.
One tip, do your research on current pricing and deals on several models to increase your chance of finding what you want.
So I started looking between CRVs, RAV4s, CX-5. I researched other dealerships just to see what they were charging for similar cars.
Also, don't be tempted to rush into a purchase when you find the used car you've been looking for at a sweet price. Consumer Reports says if it looks too good to be true, it may be a lemon.
When buying any used car, check for open recalls at nhtsa.gov/recalls. You can also get a vehicle history report. But the best way to ensure that a car is roadworthy is to have it inspected by an independent mechanic before you buy it.
If you have bought a lemon from a dealer, a state's attorney general's office can explain how your state law protects you. But if you purchased from a private seller, you'll have fewer protections. Consumer Reports advice, try to get as many guarantees about the condition of the vehicle in writing, in case you end up in court. For News 3 Now, this is Leah Lynchide.
Happy shopping.
But here's a sliver of good news. If you're trading in your old car, that spike in used car prices means dealers are trying to snap up as many used cars as they can to satisfy demand.
Dealers are most keen on finding cars under 5 years old, with resale prices for trucks and SUVs being especially strong. For some advice on how to sell your car, we've got advice from Consumer Reports on our website, channel3000.com. Well, up next at 4, our Adam Duxter tells us about the adjustment teachers are making for virtual students.
And then coming up next hour at 5, our Jamie Perez tells us about an open letter from area doctors to parents. That story's coming up at 5.
Offices proudly serving the people of Wisconsin for over 30 years. If you've been injured, you need a trusted team on your side. Call Gruber Law Offices, proud partner of your Milwaukee Brewers. One call, that's all.
There's been much debate about the Mona Lisa smile. Would it have been bigger and brighter if she'd had good dental care? Maybe if Physicians Mutual Insurance Company had been around back then, it'd be a different story. She could have gone to the dentist more, knowing she'd have help paying the bills. And those regular checkups might have found early signs of tooth decay or gum disease, costly problems that could keep anyone from smiling. Physicians Mutual offers affordable coverage that can help pay for cleanings and unexpected or expensive procedures you might need, like crowns or dentures. This is real dental insurance, not just a discount plan or for checkups only. There are no deductibles, and there's no annual maximum. Plus, you can see any dentist you want. Call or go online today for a free information kit from Physicians Mutual. Get the dental care you need to help you stay healthy. For your free information kit with all the details, call us now or go to sendinfokit.com.
When cleaning your air ducts, it's important to clean the entire system. An air duct cleaning from Stanley Steamer removes pounds of trapped dirt, dust, and allergens from your home completely. The cleaning improves your home's indoor air quality, keeps your home cleaner longer, and can even improve the efficiency of your HVAC system. We want you to have the cleanest and healthiest indoor air possible. So call for a free inspection today.
Stanley Steamer gets your home cleaner.
Welcome to Toyota's National Sales Event.
Ooh, RAV4.
It's a great time to save on the 2021s while they last. Ooh, Venza. Toyota's got an exciting lineup to choose from.
Oh, Highlander, could you?
Oh, sure. You have to understand, it's the National Sales Event.
Right now, during Toyota's National Sales Event, get $750 customer cash on a new 2021 Camry, CHR, RAV4, Venza, or Highlander.
Hey, that's my line.
Toyota, let's go places.
No two accidents are the same, so don't let the insurance company treat you just like another number. Call Gruber Law Offices today. We'll give you the attention you need. We've helped tens of thousands of people get the money they deserve. One call, that's all.
Tonight at 5, Senator Ron Johnson criticizing the Biden administration for the way it's handling the evacuation of Afghanistan. We'll hear from the senator as he tours Fort McCoy, where refugees are staying. That's at 5.
Alert days are in the forecast for the possibility of strong to severe thunderstorms for both Thursday and Friday. Expect warm and humid weather to continue as well. My forecast at 5.
And ahead at 6, local pediatricians and healthcare workers plead with schools and parents to put mask mandates in place before the start of the school year.
We're spinning the satellite around at downtown Philadelphia.
You know, I've never been.
You're kidding.
No.
I have a lot of family in
Philly.
you do. Yeah. You should go sometime, but not today. It's 94 degrees.
Okay, well, wait. Well, educators say as students return to in-person learning this fall, they'll have to work harder than ever to try to help kids who fell through the cracks during virtual school.
Our Adam Duxter explains what that looks like at a private school in Madison and what you can do to make sure your child is prepared.
As staff at High Point Christian School prepare the finishing touches, the man in charge says he could see the gap in what students know even before the classes start.
COVID has been a challenge. Teachers have never worked harder in their lives.
Dr. Chuck Moore says, well, many schools went virtual only this past year. High Point opened the moment they could. And this year, dozens of families are enrolling here for that reason alone.
We've heard enough stories from parents about the challenges of virtual education.
And the challenges are apparent when it comes to test scores.
We have a special assessment that we give to kids on the way in the door just to kind of norm them and see where they're at compared to the kids that we would have had at this school. I think we're looking at more than half are a little bit behind.
When classes at High Point begin today, Moore says it'll be the job of teachers and other staff to help make up the ground.
And I think that's our focus, is to understand if we were to help them to begin to catch up, what do we need to do to make that happen? A lot of times it's extra help.
Ideally, Moore says improving involves the help of a parent, but knows some are already stretched thin. In the meantime, he says it's about making sure kids stay in this room instead of on a screen.
I think almost every expert agrees that kids are going to be behind. That's why we work so hard here in Madison to have in-person education for our kids.
In Madison, Adam Duxter, News 3 Now.
Studies released by McKinsey & Company say students from high poverty areas suffered the most setbacks during virtual school. Moore says for parents, extra attention, help with homework, even utilizing a tutoring service can help bridge the gap.
And going back to school can be a nerve-wracking experience for a lot of parents and kids.
If your kids are nervous, experts recommend listening to your kids' worries and taking them seriously. Help your kids come up with solutions and strategize. And it's also helpful to let an adult at school know that your child is feeling concerned. They can keep an eye on them. It can also be very helpful to arrange play dates with other classmates so they might feel more excited about getting ready to go back to school.
And there are 4 more ways that parents can help their students adjust this year.
Psychologist Shaila Murgain will join us once again with that advice when Live at 4 continues. We'll be right back.
Get the
the best mattress deals early at Ashley Home Store's Labor Day sale. Skip the line to save up to 65% off mattress doorbusters like these. Plus, up to 6 years no-interest financing means you pay less than $20 a month on luxury mattresses like these. Going on now at Ashley Home Store.
Mom's gonna kill us.
Gorilla Super Glues. Of course.
Gorilla has a fix for every project. Original brush and nozzle and ultra-controlled gel for the toughest jobs on planet Earth.
I don't just play someone brainy on TV. I'm an actual neuroscientist, and I love the science behind Nariva Plus. Unlike ordinary memory supplements, Nariva Plus fuels 6 key indicators of brain performance. More brain performance? Yes, please. Nariva, think bigger.
Come into Menards today and update your home with our huge selection of flooring options. Super fast vinyl plank flooring is waterproof, durable, and easy to install. Update your floors today and get 11% off all super fast vinyl plank flooring. Keep your floors clean with Libman. They carry everything you need to help maintain an active household. Get 11% off all Libman cleaning products. Save today on everything for your home now at Menards.
Save big money at Menards.
Erectile dysfunction for men of all ages has become much more common. In fact, most men don't realize that 90% of erectile dysfunction is a direct result of broken down old blood vessels. This causes a lack of blood flow that is critical when achieving an erection. With our state-of-the-art technology, we're able to stimulate new stem cell growth right in our office with no pills, no needles, no surgery, and no pain.
To book your consultation and get back to natural functionability, call Peak Performance for Men today.
If your credit card debt is out of control, if you're in over your head in monthly payments, there's a secret the credit card companies don't want you to know. If you have more than $10,000 in credit card debt, you have the right to let us settle that debt for a fraction of what you owe. That's bad news for the credit card companies, but it's great news for you. We're Credit Associates, and we're offering you free information on how to completely resolve your credit card debt with a monthly payment you can afford. To see how much you could save, call now. 1-800-914-7929. Don't declare bankruptcy. Don't consolidate. Give us 10 minutes and we could save you thousands. After all, we depend on your success and offer a guarantee so there's no risk to call. Credit Associates. Live better, debt-free. We'll even show you how to use your stimulus money to jumpstart our services and get you debt-free faster than you ever thought possible. Call Credit Associates now to see how much you could save for free. Call 1-800-914-7929.
Ashley Home Store's Labor Day sale starts now. Save up to 60% off holiday doorbusters like these while they last. And 5 years no-interest financing with no minimum purchase. Pay less than $17 a month for a new room you'll love. Going on now at Ashley Home Store.
And a quick look at our traffic as of right now. If you are traveling on the Beltline, it is one of the slowest spots around the area as of right now and in downtown. But as we take a quick look over to the interstate, we're pretty much all green as of right now. A couple slow spots, but pretty decent for our evening commute. Over to you guys.
All right, Julian, thank you. Watch Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson give a tour bus full of fans a thrill outside his Hollywood home.
Hey, you guys know where I can find The Rock? How you guys doing?
The superstar posted the video on social media saying buses regularly roll by his house and called making people happy, quote, one of the cool parts of fame.
That's what happens when you walk into the Hy-Vee.
That's right. Hardly. All right, we're gearing up for yet another year of back to school impacted by the pandemic.
More students will be going in person this year, but it won't be an entirely back to normal back to school.
There are 4 ways that parents can help their child succeed in learning this year. UW Health Distinguished Psychologist Dr. Shyla Mergain joins us with more. Almost gave you an upgrade there.
A little promotion. Hi, Shyla. Good to see you.
Oh, it's great to be back.
So you have some talking points to talk to parents, to talk to kids. Things like what? Routine?
The 4 R's, right?
The 4 R's, absolutely. Parents can really be proactive in setting up their child for success or children up for success. So routine, kids thrive under structure. Really some predictability. And they can do that by first just getting your child's input into their schedule. When do they want to do homework? Would they rather do stuff on the weekends in the morning or later in the afternoon? Involve your child in some of that decision making. And then have a school plan and talk it over with your child. You know, maybe if it's a new school, they need a tour, or you might have to call the school to understand some of their safety precautions, and make sure your child is aware of that before the first day. And then I'm a big fan of just having a scheduler, a day planner. Give your child that where they can write down assignments or appointments or play dates or jot down some notes to really keep them on track.
Especially with all the uncertainty of the pandemic, it might be really nice to have a set routine. Your second piece of advice is to recalibrate risk. What do you mean by that?
Well, the American Academy of Pediatrics encourages all children, whether they've been vaccinated or not, to mask up. But we know that with this virus, there's a lot of unpredictability. So it's important for parents to really stay up to date with CDC guidelines and local health agencies. And, you know, when we're buying those back to school supplies, making sure that you have extra masks for your kids, that you put in there maybe a lunchbox or a backpack and some hand sanitizer, and just to be prepared that we might have to adjust how we're approaching this month by month as there are changes in the pandemic.
All right, next you talk about regain a sense of purpose.
So that's one of the things that many kids lost this last year with online schooling. They felt kind of down and despondent. So really be positive as a parent about this school year and give children the gift of anticipation. Ask them what they're looking forward to with the school year, and then build some hype around it. Talk about it. Build some excitement around it. And we know many kids are going to feel awkward, socially uncomfortable, or insecure, or just maybe they've lost confidence in terms of their schooling. So do some coaching. You might have to review basic social skills like make eye contact, smile, give and take, add back and forth. And they might need some extra time, tutoring, attention from you in their schoolwork to feel caught up and like they're in a kind of solid path both socially and academically.
Yeah, it's going to be such a big transition, interacting face-to-face once again. And your last piece of advice is one word, and I love this. This is true for everybody: resilience.
Yeah, it's important to prepare your children or child for the possibility that things might change during the school year. We want them to be able to bounce back and stay strong in the various changes. And so my last piece of advice is just be present. Listen, be available, ask your child how they're feeling, validate those emotions, and lastly, just affirm that they can do it. You know, children are resilient if they have one adult who believes in them. Be that adult as a parent and just say, you know, you can do this, you got this, I believe in you, you're going to do well this year. And a little bit of that encouragement and affirmation goes a long way. It gives children core strength that they can use to navigate any of life challenges this upcoming year.
Yeah, it's going to be a big adjustment. And wearing masks are cool. They got to learn that too.
Yeah, that's true.
Definitely. Kids are used to it by this point. Yeah.
Great advice as usual, Shyla. Thanks for being with us today.
Thanks, Shyla. Great to see you. We'll see you soon.
And we'll have a final check of your forecast coming up.
It's time for back to school, so get to Rogan's today for styles your kids will love. Plus, save the receipt and the next pair is half price. Family Savings gets an A+ at Rogan's.
Selection service name brands and the second pair is half price. Visit online at roganshoes.com.
Monona Plumbing and Fire Protection, a name you can trust when service is a must.
Monona Plumbing and Fire Protection is here 24 hours a day.
7 days a week for all your residential and commercial plumbing services.
From installation, repairs, and maintenance to complete sewer and drain cleaning, we've got you covered.
Visit MononaPFP.com.
Monona Plumbing and Fire Protection, a name you can trust when service is a must.
A great night's sleep starts on a new mattress from Steinhofels. During Steinhofels Labor Day sale, get a Beauty Rest Queen mattress for only $349. Upgrade to a Beauty Rest Black and save up to $800 with an adjustable base set. Plus, get $200 in Steinhofels cash and a 2-night hotel stay. With free delivery and Steinhofels 120-night sleep guarantee, you can't make a mistake. Only at Steinhofels and Steinhofels.com.
All Denny's pancakes are made to order with fresh buttermilk, but this month's Spotlight Stack is a Patriot. Fresh, sweet, and full of freedom. New red, white, and blue pancakes. This month's Spotlight Stack. See you at Denny's.
I kept my receipt from the last time I was at Rogan's to save even more in back to school for my kids. The shoes I'm getting today are half price. I get the best savings for my family at Rogan's.
Selection service name brands and the second pair is half price. Visit online at roganshoes.com.
Tonight at 5, hundreds of healthcare workers are urging school districts to implement masks as classes start back up for area students, plus new details surrounding the Halderson case as Chandler has been charged in his mother's death.
As students return to in-person learning, teachers are gearing up to play catch-up.
We are seeing kids that are behind.
How are they planning to close the gap? A back-to-school special report tonight on News 3 Now at 6.
A reminder for tonight, we're looking for a low of 67 degrees. It's going to be humid and it's going to be mild with possible patchy fog. And we may see a stray thunderstorm around the area, which is leading to our alert days for the next couple of days. We have an alert day in the forecast for Thursday and Friday. A few severe thunderstorms are possible, with high winds, heavy rain to be the main threats. As we go into Friday, we're looking for isolated severe thunderstorms to be possible, and once again, the main threats are looking to stay the same, and that is something we're going to be keeping an eye on throughout the next couple of days. And we'll keep you in touch with this coming up at 5 with Gary Canalti.
Save on the best name brand mattresses with the A1 Instant Rebate with a huge selection in stock now. Your choice, 14-inch firm or plush queen mattress, just $4.99.
Madison's locally owned family furniture store.
Save online or in-store with the A1 Instant Rebate.
Make your summer last during the Ford Labor Day sales event. Now is still a great time to buy a Ford. Choose from our F-Series, America's best-selling trucks for 44 years, and from the freshest lineup of SUVs in America. It's the Ford Labor Day sales event. Drive one, buy one today. Right now, get a built Ford Tough F-150 XLT with 0% financing for 72 months. Hurry to see your local dealer during the Ford Labor Day sales event.
More than ever, America needs healthcare workers. So if you're ready to answer the call, Herzing University empowers you to earn the skills you need for all kinds of healthcare careers, including programs that can be completed in 10 months. Accredited and transfer-friendly, Herzing provides the personal care and support you need to succeed. We'll even waive your enrollment fee. Your nation needs healthcare workers. Join the movement at Herzing University. Call or click today.
Republicans in Congress are working for the richest 1%. They got caught red-handed blocking economic relief for working people just to protect tax loopholes for the ultra-wealthy. Billionaires so rich, they shoot money into space while they dodge their taxes. Ron Johnson doesn't want the 1% to pay their fair share because he's one of them. It's time to build a stronger economy. MoveOn.org. Political action is responsible for the content of this advertising.
At USAA, we've been called too exclusive because we were created for officers. But as we've evolved with the military, we've grown to serve all who've honorably served, no matter their rank or when they were in. A Marine just out of basic or a petty officer from 73, and even his kids and their kids. USAA is made for all who've honorably served and their families. Are we still exclusive? Absolutely. And that's exactly why you should join.
Save now on furniture with the A1 Instant Rebate with a huge selection of inventory available now. Your choice, 2-piece sofa and love seater sectional, just $9.99.
Madison's locally owned family furniture store.
Save online or in-store with the A1 Instant Rebate.
In today's Final Touch, international travelers are pretty much banned in Hong Kong, unfortunately, because of its zero COVID strategy.
That leaves the tourist industry with a smaller pool of domestic visitors, and the latest trend for Hong Kongers are glamorous glamping sites in the outskirts of Hong Kong. The newly opened We Camp is in a very remote area and out of reach of any public transportation. Even local taxi drivers have trouble locating it. Featuring Instagram-friendly, air-conditioned glamping tents, the site rents out all of the camping materials and facilities its visitors may need. Camping was not popular before the pandemic, but now most campsites are 100% booked. Most thought that the camping experience was too primitive and wild, and people worried about hygiene